Hello and welcome. We have finally got the 15th anniversary bundle in Star Trek Online. So, first up, we're going to take a look at the Ark Royal. So, we'll be looking at the Vanity shields available from the Dilithium store during certain events of the year, and also the one from the Zen store. As always, there's chapters in the description down below. Just a couple of notes before we dive into the shields. I decided to use the open hanger hull on this one. I used the closed one when we look at the KDF variants of the shields just to show a bit of contrast. Everything else I've just left as is, so it's the stock TMP era ship model, so I've not changed in the cells to the other variants that have the option of Bassard collectors and so forth, so we won't see any Bassard collector effects during the video. Bit more of a serious note just before we move on. There is a link in the description below, and it's for a GoFundMe for CasualSab to help out his mum. So if you could take a moment, have read through it, if you're able to help him out, even if it's just a couple of bucks, as the Americans say, that would help him out. So now all that said and done, let's get cracked onto the first shield. First up, we are looking at the Alliance Vanity shield. So this shield is part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle in the Zen store, and in that bundle you get the shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniform, and an upgrade. And this is currently the only shield available in the Zen store. So we have white, gold and grey for the hull material. We've got this lovely cyan patterned deflector array. You can see touches of gold just above the torpedo launchers there. Then we've got gold at the end of the nacelles there where the Bassard collectors would be. Now, as this is the TMP original skin, there is no Bassard collectors, but we do have the illuminated warp nacelles in the cyan colouring there. You can see the impulse engines there at the back of the saucer with the red through orange, yellow, white and back again. Take it round, I'll lift up a bit so we can see both sides for the impulse engines. Then we've got some more of that cyan lighting there at the rear of the secondary hull. As you can see, I went for the open bay option on this ship, and it does look quite nice. Let's look down, got the nice numbering of the bays there. Some more cyan lighting with the grey and gold, the back coordinates there of the saucer. And then we'll rotate round and have a look at the underside. So we've got more cyan lighting there, more grey and the gold shading there as well. Moving on to the Dilithium store now, and we're looking at a Safe Galaxy Refit Vanity shield. So we have this greyish brown patterned hull material. It's almost like an urban camouflage kind of pattern to it. Got this lovely golden deflector array there. Then we've got the light yellow, almost golden nacelle colourings there. Then we've got the golden impulse engines and the slightly lighter gold lighting there at the back of the hull. Let's look down, we can see that pattern effect throughout it. Now, this shield has removed all the numbering for the shuttle bays there, unfortunately. Then we've got the yellow and gold lighting at the back of the saucer there. And just on the underside there, we've got some more of that yellowish gold lighting here at the rear. And then it's just the pattern effect of the hull material. Next up, we are looking at the Baul Vanity shield. So this is a very popular shield in the game. We've got this black hull material, and we can see those red lines standing out lovely against them. Then we've got these two circle cyan patterned deflector here. We've got the cyan light there on the nacelles. Same here at the rear. And then we've got that lovely red for the impulse engines at the back of the saucer there. And as we look down, we have the numbering back there for the shuttle or the hangar bays. Got that etched pattern design there within the hull material. Again, some more of the cyan lighting effects just where the impulse engines are at the back of the saucer there. And then on the underside, again, more of that etched pattern design there. Again, those reds just popping nicely against that black hull material, and more of that cyan lighting at the rear. Next up, we are looking at the Borg Vanity shield. So we have this grey hull material made up of various shapes and sizes of hull plating. This absolutely stunning pattern blue deflector array there. As we go round, we're seeing some of this illuminated, almost gold lighting here. So that's got exposed conduit material underneath that lighting. So it's to give the look of missing hull plates on the hull. The same here at the front of the nacelles. Then the nacelles themselves, we've got the blue, and as you can see it fades off to the grey at the ends there. Then we have blue there for the impulse engines, got the blue lighting here at the rear as well. As we look down, again we've got more of that exposed conduit material pattern. I've got some more of the blue lighting here as well. And then on the underside, we've got some blue illumination for that conduit material. And then some more of that conduit material here as well. And of course the blue lighting there at the rear. Next up, we are looking at the Courier Raider Vanity Shield. So this is one of the older Vanity Shields, not to be confused with the new Breen Raider Vanity Shield. So we've got the light grey, and it's almost a brushed steel kind of shading for the hull. Got this white, almost target style deflector there. Nothing like putting a target on your hull, I suppose. Then we have very bright white there for the nacelles. I'll just fly past them quickly so we don't bind each other too much. Then we've got the white impulse engines at the back of the saucer, and the white lighting at the back of the hull there. Let's look down, apart from being blinded by the front of the saucer there. So again, we've got the numbering back there for the hangars. More of the white lighting here at the impulse parts of the saucer. See some touches of black there as well. Then as we rotate through and look at the underside, again, more of the white lighting at the rear there. Tip that down a bit. Again, it's more of the black shading as well. And then that pattern effect on the hull material. Now we come to the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this shield has two visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. So for the Federation aligned, you get the look of Starfleet vessels from Season 1 of Discovery. So I've got the two-tone grey hull material there. I've got this white-blue pattern here at the front of the saucer. Then for the deflector, with this white with the blue spoke pattern and greyed out in the centre. Then we have the blue there for the nacelles. Got blue at the back there. Red honeycomb for the impulse engines. Now as we look down, you see the pattern effect in the lighter grey sections of the hull material. Again, the numbering's back on this one. We have the blue and white and the blue lighting there, just at the impulse engines on the saucer. Now a couple of points there of that blue and white illumination effect. Then on the underside, got more of the blue lighting here at the rear, and then just the two-tone pattern effect of the hull material. And here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So you've got this brown pattern hull material. This lovely orange, yellow and white deflector pattern here. Then we have this pattern effect with the orange, yellow and white for the nacelles. Same here at the lighting at the rear. Some touches of green illumination as well. Then we've got a yellow patterned effect there on the impulse engines. And so down, you see the full extent of that pattern effect on the hull material. Then more of the orange, yellow and white pattern effect here at the impulse ports on the saucer section. Now we're more of that patterned hull material there on the underside. Here we have the Discovery Refit Vanity Shield. So we've got the darker greys for the hull material. This lovely blue patterned deflector array here. It does look quite nice, especially in the TMP era, bigger deflector arrays. And with the blue and white there for the nacelles. More of the blue and white there at the back. And then the red there for the impulse engines. We see a couple of different shades of grey there on the hull material. More of that blue and white lighting at the impulse engines. And again, the numbers are there for the hangers, so I'll probably just mention it when it's not there. I think that's probably going to be a shorter list of times. Then on the underside, we've just got the different shades of the grey there for the hull material. So next up we have the Emerald Chain Vanity Shield. So I've got the brown hull material with the pattern effect throughout it. This grey and white effect there for the deflector array. Okay, it's a very faint yellow, but I think it's more a grey and white effect there for the nacelles. Same at the whiting at the rear there, and same there for the impulse engines. And then we've got that pattern effect going right throughout the full hull material, with a nice little bit of pattern effect here at the pylons. Got more of that grey and white there at the impulse ports of the saucer. And then on the underside there, more of that grey and white lighting, and then more of that patterned hull material. Next up is the Emperor's Vanity shield. So we've got this grey hull material. Bit of the orange lighting there at the front. I've got this lovely orange pattern deflector. Then with a rotating pause here, we can see this blue illuminated dot pattern, and that's almost like a star field, and it does go right throughout the hull material. And we have those rich yellow nacelles there. Same here at the rear. Then we've got the cyan there for the impulse engines. Then let's look down, got more of that orange and yellow lighting there, and some touches of purple shading. Then on the underside, again, that grey hull material, touches of purple shading, and the yellow lighting as well. Next up, it's the Ferengi Vanity shield. So we have the orange hull material, similar to that of Ferengi vessels in TV show, with some touches of grey and gold in the shading as well. We see this rivet dots there at the front of the saucer. And we've got the grey and this deep yellow honeycomb pattern there for the deflector. And the bright yellow nacelles there, with more of that rivet pattern and touches of grey there. The yellow lighting there at the rear, and the deeper yellow for the impulse engines. Then as we look down, again quite a bit of that rivet pattern material throughout the ship. More of the gold shading and more of the grey shading there. And we're the same here on the underside. Here we have the Hur'q Vanity shield. So we've got the green hull material, and with this bit of purple shading as well. Touch this illuminated green here at the front of the saucer. And we've got a very different and very nice spiral pattern there for the deflector array. More of the illuminated green material there as well. Same there on the side and at the front of the nacelles. Now we've got the green on the nacelles, then we've got this black shading giving this pattern effect here. More of the green lighting there at the rear. We have green there for the impulse engines. I've got more of that illuminated green material. So right around there in the hangar bay section there. More of that pattern shading effect as well. And more of the purple shading. And then more of the green lighting there just at the impulse sections of the saucer. And then with the same here on the underside. Now we come to the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So like Discovery 1, this has two separate appearances depending on your faction alignment. So for Federation aligned, we get the look of Starfleet vessels in the reboot film. So we have the grey patterned hull material. Got this lovely blue patterned deflector array, which is very similar to that of the Enterprise in the reboot films. Thankfully, we don't have any Bassard collectors in this particular nacelle configuration, so no awful Bassard collector effect from this shield this time. Then we have the blue and white there for the nacelles. Same with the lighting at the rear here. Then we've got the orange and red patterned impulse engines there. As we look down, again the grey part hull material, more of the blue lighting and patterns there, just where the impulse engines are on the saucer. And we're the same here on the underside. So here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So we see the various shades of green for the hull material. Touches of grey here at the front. Then we have this lovely red deflector array, which always seems to have a bit of a blue glow around it, regardless of what ship it's on. And with this blue honeycomb with the grey there for the nacelle colouring. Same here on the illumination at the rear. And with the lovely red impulse engines there. And then we've got more of that red illumination there, just at the impulse ports for the saucer. And more of the various shades of green there on the underside. Next up, we're looking at the Prodigy Vanity Shield. So with this really lovely grey hull material. Quite a bright orange and white deflector array there. And the nice blue for the nacelles. Same here on the rear. Then the red there for the impulse engines. As we look down, we've got the blue and the orange and white there, and the impulse ports of the saucer. Then on the underside, it's just that lovely grey hull material. Next up is another popular shield in the game, and it's the Section 31 Vanity Shield. So we have a two-tone hull material. We've got quite a dark grey and a slightly lighter grey. Then you should also be able to see this square pattern throughout the hull material here at the front. It's a very nice deflector array there with the cyan blue and the pattern effect. The cyan there for the cells. Same here at the rear. Then the red there for the impulse engines. Now you might have seen that there, we did see the numbers for the hangars as we came round, but they've disappeared now. So you can see that two-tone hull material there, the cyan lighting here at the impulse ports. Just rotate back slightly here. And there's the numbers there with the way the light hits the hull. So it's almost as if they get camouflaged unless the light hits them. Then let's look at the underside. Got a touch of this stripe pattern material now as well, in addition to the two-tone hull material. And here we have the Shrike Vanity Shield. So I've got this orangey red hull material with this burgundy shading as well. I've got the red and yellow target for the deflector array. As I say, putting a target on your ship, what could possibly go wrong? We have some touches of grey shading here at the nacelles, along with the orange for the nacelle itself. Then I've got more of the orange lighting here at the rear. And this white, orange and red patterned effect there for the impulse engines. And as I look down, we've got more of that yellow and red target effect there, with some more of the very faint orangey yellow lighting effect. And again, more of that reddish orange hull material with the burgundy shading there as well on the underside. Next up, we're looking at the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield. This shield's got quite a bit going on with it. So first off, we've got the green, and we can see the grey hull material here. We've got this carved pattern effect to it. Then we have these illuminated panel material, as you can see here, it does have sections that pulsate the lights. Then we've got this lovely orange deflector array pattern here. As we rotate through again, more of that pulsating light effects going on. We've got some black shading here at the front of the nacelles. Then we've got the white for the nacelle colour, and the white lighting at the rear, and also for the impulse engines there. And so it down, we see that grey material there, more of the pulsating light panelling effect there as well. Numbers in the grey there. With that light panelling there on top of the nacelles as well. The orange and white with the pulsating light effect, and the grey at the impulse ports of the saucer. Now with the same here on the underside. And last but not least, it's the Zhat Vash Vanity Shield. So I have this olive green and sandy brown two-tone hull material. Got a bit of green lighting here at the front. This lovely green illuminated deflector array here. Then the very bright green for the nacelles. Same here at the rear lighting. Then we have the red impulse engines there. And we see more of that green lighting at the impulse engine ports. This shield always puts me in mind of an army camouflage, just with the colours and the pattern effects that it has. And then we're more of the same here on the underside. And that concludes our look at the Ark Royal. So thank you all very, very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. I was very impressed with the fact that there wasn't any wrong with the shield visuals being applied to this particular model. Everything seemed to line up correctly, effect wise. The ship itself, you know, I like the customized options. I will be doing a video later on with the Hur'q skin, so the Courier skin for this ship. So make sure to look out for that. Onto the links in the description. So I have my social media, so the X and Blue Sky are there. I also have my Real Merch affiliate code. So been told that these have been changed to a 5% discount and one-time use only. So several of the other content creators do have their codes. So if you've used them and you can't use them again, feel free to try mine. Then I'll also have links there for the STO wiki and the main Star Trek Online news blog. And for other content, I've got links there to CasualSab, Nick NB and MC Stu. I've got their YouTube and Twitch channels there. These guys are extremely helpful guys, very knowledgeable about the game. They've got tons of content ranging from build videos to Q&As to live streams to news, reviews. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you give them a check out. And I always appreciate any likes and subscriptions to the channel. It does help the channel out greatly. And until the next video or the next live stream, thanks again for watching.